So last week I spoke about the importance of having patience and that everything takes time in the singing world. And that's partly its joy, isn't it? That it's not a quick fix, that actually to become truly proficient at what you're doing, you have to put a little bit of effort and time behind it, so that then when you have that skill, you can feel justly proud of yourself. Okay, at whatever stage of your development, if you're acquiring the skills and you're finding things slightly easier, then you know that you are making progress. Before I go any further, let's just have a quick look at the infographic, shall we? Okay, so the infographic, as you see, is a little bit kind of, you need to read it a couple of times, I think, before you truly get to understand what it's all about. Okay, I am aware of my contact with the ground beneath me. Let's just think about that again. I am aware of my contact with the ground beneath me. And underneath you'll see the hashtags. I've got awareness, Alexander technique, vocal health, mindset, self-care. Whatever kind of thoughts this week's infographic engenders for you, what it's basically supposed to guide you towards is to remember that it isn't all about from here up. Okay, I've said it many times before that we are our own instrument, and as such it really does start with where your feet touch the ground. There's a lot of thought, isn't there, in when we're doing our vocal warm-ups and things about, you know, what to do with the upper body and blah blah blah, and the what's going on in here and blah blah blah, but actually we haven't talked a great deal about feeling the contact with the floor beneath you, the ground beneath you. When your feet touch the ground, how do you support yourself? What is your habit? And of course I'm leaning more towards your thoughts around the Alexander technique, because of course posture, very important, but it's not a fixed thing. Now it sounds a bit woo-woo, doesn't it, a bit kind of out there, but if you think about when we're preparing to do a vocal warm-up and I say, come on, think about your posture, and especially if you're sitting down, make sure your feet are firmly on the ground. And if you're standing, you know, obviously that's going to be easier because you're aware that if you're not standing, what you're going to be doing, falling over. But it's more about your awareness that you always have to maintain this contact with the ground. So it's fine to do your exercises and things sitting down, but you must have this feeling of a sort of, my dad would use the word, a purchase on the ground. You know, you're in contact with it, because muscularly we tend to sometimes kind of think upwards and away, and therefore in building lots of extra tension holding that feeling, rather than grounding ourselves in the principle that, you know, we are actually in the business of being a live entity supporting ourselves whilst we are doing this thing. I've just been doing a little bit of research in this book, and I came across this book is called Singing and Teaching Singing, a Holistic Approach to Classical Voice. Now it's an extremely thick book, well not extremely, but it's very very detailed, and here she does talk about, I just put it underneath the camera so I'm not kind of signing off. She says, a strategy towards attaining a good singing posture. You could do the Pilates roll down, which some of you will be aware of, with your feet at hip width apart and knees slightly bent. Roll down to the floor and then gradually unroll the spine, bringing the head up last. Another thing she suggests here is reach up to the ceiling with the arms fully extended and the head-neck posture maintained. Then drop the arms to a resting position while maintaining the spinal rib setting. Now we've done that many times. Remember where, I think we did that even in March, where I encourage you to put your arms up in the air but not disturbing, you know, how you want to present yourself, and then just allowing the arms to drop and feeling the extension between your pelvis, I guess, and the lower ribs, that kind of slightly extended feeling. And then she says you can repeat steps 1 and 2, so that's the Pilates roll down and then reaching up to the ceiling. and then you roll down again, come up, but this time noticing that whilst the upper chest feels open, it is not artificially elevated. Okay, so you're not looking for something abnormal, you're looking for kind of a breadth. The spine feels long and the back feels wide. Okay, now here we're going towards the Alexander technique feeling, and hence the importance of remembering that we are truly always grounded. Sometimes it's great to do a vocal warm-up, but for example with your knees slightly bent, so that you are making your abdominal muscles work that little bit harder to support you in the right way, so that it kind of prevents you cutting yourself off from about here up as you become more involved with what you're doing here. Okay, her fifth point here is remain in this position and practice some diaphragmatic breathing. So there you go. Let's just look at the infographic one more time to make sure we're on track. Here we go. I am aware of my contact with the ground beneath me. Let's just think about that. I am aware of my contact with the ground beneath me. And one final point is that there is this wonderful thing that I have recorded somewhere. I think it's on the SoundCloud link to the vocal warm-up that I recorded. Now if you've ever downloaded that link for yourself, at the beginning I talk about posture and I actually read out this wonderful idea of how the body lengthens, so that even if you're sitting, you are not slouching. You know, it's a wonderful feeling, and that's all to do with the Alexander technique. If you've not ever had that link to the SoundCloud vocal warm-up, you're more than welcome to have it. I sort of give it away as a freebie to people who are really interested in taking an initial step with their singing, because it's the 5 basic exercises, the essential 5, with me talking it through. And I originally put this together as part of an adult education workshop that I did here in Eastleigh College a few years ago now, and I kept it because it was really worthwhile. It kind of takes you through the 5 exercises from an oral point of view, so it's great if you don't have video to watch, but you can just listen to the process. Okay. Enjoy and see you soon. Bye for now. Have a lovely day. So here we go. This is Saturday Morning Vocal Technique Live, session number 164. These Saturday morning vocal technique sessions, we do look at some fairly complicated stuff, but today we're going to keep it fairly simple because I think that's wise. You know, you've always got to distill everything down to those basic 5 ideas. You know, not get too fancy with it, because really that the 5 things that we always talk about, that's where they all, remember I did that diagram once where I had lines and arrows going between all the comments and distilled it right down to about a list of the main things to be working on. So it's physical. Where you go to first is physical. Whatever you need to do to kind of wake yourself up a bit. Some stretches. Oh, that feels good. Get that rib cage open. Start to think about the air coming and going. Getting that activity down, low down. Okay. This whole alignment is so important. I thought to myself this morning, it's the physical thing is the really important thing to remember. When you're feeling tired, you can't really ever divorce yourself from that. That's a kind of trust, you see. All of that is that you're going to be able to do the thing and trust the way you're sitting and standing and all that stuff. All right, and when you're ready, take yourself through the breathing exercise. Don't forget to get rid of, without collapsing, all the air you already have. Now I'm going to cough. Too much. You continue. Do whatever you have to do. I thought I might cough this morning. All right, okay, so I'm going to just do some panting instead. Okay, that feels good. I'm sure it's going to be fine. The breathing thing. My muscles these days just want to work. They just want to spring into action to support me in the breathing. The thing about the breathing exercise is because it's quite an intense stream of air, it could just irritate the airway. So if you have that, like Grace would have this morning if she was with us, don't do it, don't do it. Okay, and then we're going to jump straight into our lip drills. Okay, as soon as I see some thumbs ups, I'm going to do some just up and down the fifth. Good, thumbs ups. Okay, here we go then. So just join in with me, nice and gentle, but you can still be very focused with these very simple onsets and lip trills, and not to push the air. All those things really in this list. I see Sue has finished now too. All these things in this list that I just read out are all present in lip trills. Okay, so here we go. Nice and gentle, up and down the fifth. See how I do. I'm going to take my glasses off. It's giving me a headache. Okay, here we go. Ready? And... Okay, all right, so when you're doing lip trills, of course, you can check all your physicality as well, you know, because once you've got the mechanism going for lip trills, it's quite easy to kind of just move around whilst you're doing them. I remember very early days doing lip trills and getting used to doing them. I used to do them when I was vacuuming as a younger mummy, because I couldn't hear it, me lip trilling, but I could feel it. Okay, right, so we've just gone up to about an F sharp. Let's start there. Okay, we've been there, and we're going to come down the octave. Okay, now the F sharp is heading, or if not, is in the middle of your passaggio. Okay, and we often think, oh, F sharp must push. You don't. Okay, you've got to make, like I say every week, you've got to feel as if you're doing this one. What kind of approach would you give for that one? Much more relaxed in your head than this one. So you've got to kind of get that psychology in place, right? This would be the same in a song. If you had an entry on a top F sharp, you don't want to blast it. You want to just alight gently into it. Okay, here we go. Ready? So up and down the octave. Just get your body ready. This is so important with these lip trills. Okay, here we go. Ready? And... one more. Okay, that's the bottom E. Okay. Oh, so many vibrations on my nose. So that felt really good. Did you feel your body working even with these gentle lip trills? Yeah? You did. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. And this is what you're relying on. So there's no jaw jutting, no jaw jutting at all. The ideal for every singer is that when we sing songs, we give the overall impression that our voices are balanced top to bottom, that we don't favour one area of our voices above the other. That's the goal, that's the ultimate, is that you sing a song, you go up and down, but your voice gives the appearance to the person listening of it being really balanced. And that balance can really only be achieved by consolidating all those things we know so well about postural alignment. And the release between phrases, you know, it's a really good word, which I think, I'm not sure if it was my word, but I always associate the word reset with Sophie, because Sophie has talked a lot about and has examined reset a lot. So it's really all depends on the way you reset between phrases. Our duties as singers are so simple, really, and it's always the same. Okay, right, something to wake us up a bit now. Still with lip trills, if that's okay, because lip trills do so much physically with we don't have to worry about. So now we're going to do we'll do a few like that. Okay, and it's to keep it nice and even, and it's again your body that's doing the work. So we're going to go all the way up and all the way down, and then when we've done a few and we all feel okay, we're going to do twice of the twice through. Okay, I find these quite hard actually, because the good old drop off is so tempting. Here we go, ready? So energy, when you let the air in, you are really thinking about those active muscle junctions, you know. In it goes. Here we go. Ready? And. Next one. Next one. Next one. Don't think up, think across. Here we go. Got first have a scratch. Here we go. And that was the F. Feeling okay? See, lip trills make things easy, don't they? Okay, now what we're going to try is just doing them twice through. We're starting C major, all right? Again, this is about stamina. Drop off is very tempting, especially as we're coming down. What you have to think all the time is it's the forward journey. Just like every phrase in your song, whatever song you're singing, you know, technical exercises, they always have a goal to get towards. Always. They never sort of just sit. All right, so now we're going to do in C major. And then we're going to change. Okay. Oh gosh, right, here we go. Ready? Samana. So this, pay attention to what your body is telling you, okay? And then, you know, just give some words, something in the comments that tells me how you think you're doing. So actually, so you've got 4 groups of semiquavers there, and then we repeat it. So if you saw that on the page in the song, you'd think, gosh. Okay, so here we go. Ready? And. Reset. Reset. Okay, so how do you feel physically now? So now we're going to go into vowels, okay, because we're going to do the same exercise, but to vowels. So we're going to start down here. Not twice through just yet. All right, but we'll just spend a moment thinking about this very first note. E. Just try doing a few onsets, but not singing them too much, not E, nothing like that. Okay, we just want the basic schwa sort of sound. E, 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 E. Okay, so just do a few onsets. And as I say, there is a great temptation with these vowels to sort of overdo them and therefore not really dealing with the actual basic sound, okay? So vowel centering is another thing, really. All right, here we go. Are you ready? So you feel happy with this is a B flat down there. E, E. If you do that with your hands, you can hear how the voice is directed. E, E, and you're not really doing anything. Take your hands away. E. It's interesting. Here we go. So we're going to do E, O, and you're going to get this lovely feeling that each vowel hands the baton onto the next one, that they are not separate shapes. They're all in here, and you're just providing the conduit for the sound to come out. Here we go, ready? Okay, so, assuming that we're all back now, Sue. Okay, here we go, and E, O, reset. E, O, you're thinking forward, and E, O. Don't get louder as you go up. Here we go. E, O. E, O. E, F major now, so be careful. Don't let the jaw jut forward. Now that was a top A. Did you feel a difference as you tipped over to the top A? Did you feel a little inclination to jab down with your jaw? Just a little bit. Let's just do that one again. Okay, we're in G major. So right on the passaggio to begin with, when we get up there. And it's very tempting to feel you have to do something more as you get towards the top. Here we go. Ready? And that's not a good start for me, so not you. Here we go. And okay, I've got a picture of David in front of me now saying, don't go shrill, go deeper. By deeper, he means this kind of thing. So now let's just do one more exercise with the vowels, okay? And then we're going to put some consonants on it in a minute if you want, okay? Let's do because drop off can be a big thing here. We'll do a few, and if you feel so inclined, you can start to put some consonants in and just note the differences, okay? Steve says, seems okay, stopped myself going wide, which caused me problems, of course. Yeah, you have to really look at the reason why you continue to go wide when you know you shouldn't, or it's better for you vocally if you don't do that. Just up and over the top, you mean? Yeah, because it's kind of like a psychological thing, I think. We feel we've got to do that wide position to get the sound out, and it's so wrong because it spreads it. Sing with me and see if you can do it. Okay, here we go, starting with E. Here we go, and E. It has to do with the collar connection, actually. E. Next one, reset, and E. Next one, reset. It doesn't mean pushing the air. Okay, my cat needs to go out. Okay. It could be that you just want to choose a couple of consonants that you might have come across or be aware of in your current repertoire. So for you, Steve, that might be all the does. So we might do because you're exercising the very tip of the tongue in that da da da. An exercise like this, where you're going up and over the top, just like a phrase in a song or an aria, and we feel that in order to achieve that pitch, we have to push. We don't. Okay. Right. Are we ready? Okay. Have you chosen your consonant? Sophie has. I'm going to stick with L because L's are a problem for me with my tongue being the way it is. So we're going to go. Because I can't articulate the tongue freely enough, I tend to get a bit stiff. Okay, all right, so Sue, you're going to go D, 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 D. A Pakistani D. Those consonants, you know, the ones that we make very English and a bit wet, we have to be very good at placing that tip of the tongue. D, 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 da, 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 da. Off we go, ready? So our consonant of choice, you can change them if you want, but I'm starting with L. Okay, here we go, ready? And next one. Of other consonants that give you trouble in your songs. But what you can do is just isolate them, look at them and think, what am I not doing right? Sophie, how did you get on with your tongue release, the back of the tongue, the release of that? Let's just do one more fun thing, okay? You can do it with or without consonants if you like. Stopping frowning at the top was a problem, yes. Yes, again, these are all personal little kind of foibles that we all have. And yes, all the feeling, all the intensity, all the enjoyment of your songs need to be delivered to your audience in such a way that they're not really worried or they don't see you frowning. You know, It doesn't mean you've got to smile your way through every song, but you've got to really weigh up, what is that doing for me? We're not alone. If you watch some of these wonderful singers, like I know I talk a lot about Kiri Te Kanua, but I did watch so much of her stuff when Ryan was little because she was the main thing then. She had a very particular groove in her brow there that used to fascinate me. And the idea being is that, you know, you just create a lovely blissful experience. I was going to do something else, but actually what I ought to do is just make sure you understand that exercise from last week. So it's a lovely exercise because it starts with the NG hum. Then you let the vowel come through and sit a moment. Then it makes perfect sense. So let me just run past that again. So I'm in C major. So we're going to scoop. Actually, we're going to really thread and stay on the same level. We're going to really join it up. Okay, now just to be really cussed, let's do an ooh, shall we? Okay, all right, so you can see me beating, right? So when you're hanging on to the vowel up there, the ooh in this instance now, when you decide to move off, you've got to give yourself a little downbeat. Because then it all makes mathematical sense. All right, so just see how you go. So we're still going to do ooh, here we go. Remember this lovely long vocal tract idea. It's like, what we're trying to imagine here, folks, is you've got your tent pole and your guy ropes are grounding you. Ooh, yeah, okay, anyway. Here we go, ready? With the first. And then we'll just do one or two of these and we'll have to finish, I think. Here we go, ready? And. Next one, same vowel, I think. Yeah, it definitely, sorry, it definitely does feel easier if I really imagine my vocal tract feeling deep. This has to do with the collar connection, this idea. The collar connection is not a thing, it's a state of being. It's when everything is really working and you feel like you've really got it. We're going to finish really there because I think we've probably all had enough. Let's do our nice cool down with our lip trills or NG hums. And as we do it, what you're trying to do is encapsulate all the stuff. We haven't written down as many words this time. It's really important that your desire to sing the song pulls in all the things that you're learning about into that song, and they all kind of work together as you fly with it. Okay, and it's about getting up and trying again, and oh dear, I got that wrong, oh, trying again, but having fun on the way. Okay, lip trills and then we must finish. Okay, here we go, ready? Lip trills, remembering it's like starting there. Here we go, and... Really link the sound though. Imagine you're drawing it. Sorry, I've got some air trapped. Here we go, and that's really my danger zone. I think we might just do one more. Okay, you see, even that lovely cool down exercise has all to do with your ability to allow the larynx to relax and be in the best position to be able to do that. And the reason why we have dodgy areas is because sometimes, like in a passaggio area, we're not quite so good at letting go, so we try to hang on or manipulate, or we have a little bit of excess tension in there. And of course that works its way into everything that we sing. In songs, there will be specific places in a song where, you know, we're perhaps not so much happy with the way in which we're getting the sound out there. But however, it all relies so much on your postural alignment, your physicality, the discipline of that. I know you all know that. Okay, by the way folks, don't forget that lovely little exercise, you know, and if you have a difficult word, you know, and you're with a quick successive change of vowel that you don't like very much, just put those two vowels in that little exercise, okay? Just to sort of navigate it, and don't just leave it up to chance in the song. All right, bye for now everyone. See you later. Bye for now.